Hello, my name is Robin Stromacki, and I am the director of Delaware Paranormal Research Group and author of Anatomy of a Ghost, a guide to analyzing the dead, and On the Hunt for the Haunted. Today I'd like to talk a little bit about the Earleville investigation, because while we did the Earleville investigation in Maryland 2 years ago, it remains some of our team's most prolific and perhaps in some ways disturbing evidence to date. I had gotten a call from the renter at the Earleville property. It was a small house. It's a single bedroom house that had been on the larger farm property for a couple of centuries, I believe. It had a dubious beginning. It may have at one point been slave quarters. It had later morphed into the quarters for the farm foreman, where he stayed when he was overlooking the farm operations. One thing was for certain, it was a very old structure. The landlord had revamped the property inside out. So while the structure itself was very old, everything in the house had been renovated and was brand spanking new. But it appears that some of the older tenants had not departed when their time had expired. The renter told me that she had been experiencing some very disturbing types of activities. In particular, she was having a lot of very disturbing dreams where she felt sometimes that she was being attacked, that she felt like something was telling her that her child, who was sleeping downstairs, was not alone and that he was being watched. One night in particular, she and her boyfriend were asleep in the upstairs bedroom, and they both very distinctly heard footsteps moving through the house and up the stairs. And by the time it reached the top step, both of them were out of bed and ready to contend with the person who they assumed was in the house, only to find no one there. She also reported feelings of being not alone in the house and being watched. Strange noises often happened, in particular in the crawl space, which was situated behind her bedroom closet. So there was the crawl space opening was behind the closet in her bedroom, and she would often hear sounds in there. There was also a closet downstairs in the family room, and in that closet she would often hear strange sounds. Throughout the night, during our investigation, we put an eddy meter, which is a data logger, down by the closet on the first floor, and for most part of the night, the eddy meter was flat, EMF wise. But strangely, and for some reason I cannot explain, during the last hour of the investigation, the EMF in that closet was just pinging off the charts, and nothing had changed. We hadn't turned any lights on. We hadn't changed, anything in the environment. So we arrived at the investigation, and we were trying to set up our equipment. I had placed an audio recorder in the upstairs bedroom, the single bedroom upstairs, and it was recording. We were still hauling bags of equipment in and out, when we got our first EVP, which said, "Shut the door." It's very likely at the time that we got the EVP that the door was open. So about an hour and a half into the investigation, my two investigators had done a lengthy EVP session up in the second story bedroom. And they had kind of finished what they were doing, and they came downstairs. I had been in Command Central watching camera feeds. We decided to part the building to go out to the front of the yard where there was a large tree, where the renter had often said that she had seen a dark presence. So we were in the midst of leaving the building, and then when the phenomena began, and then we are suddenly out of the building when the phenomena finally stops. And what we captured in the second floor bedroom camera was the sound of a door being forcibly dragged and then slammed. I thought at the time that it was the door in the back of the closet in the bedroom leading to the crawl space, but a camera that we had situated in the crawl space did not indicate as such that that door in particular was being slammed and dragged. The camera that I had set up in the bedroom was a back shot from the closet to the bedroom, and the door leading to the bedroom, that door never closed. But the sounds are astounding. And the fact that we never heard them is rather astounding as well. About 3.5 hours into the investigation, I and one of my investigators were on the couch in the family room on the first floor. My co-director, Rennie, was at the kitchen table watching the surveillance camera feeds. I was complaining about some technical difficulties that I was having with equipment and large files. And I had kind of said that I'm sure I'll have this problem again this time, in this investigation. And on the audio recorder that was camped in the staircase or stairwell, I get an EVP that says, "Say a prayer."
I changed mine to never go to sleep when I'm working on that.
Yeah.
And then I changed back when I'm done. Maybe that would help. I don't know.
No, it's just and a cable right into the clock.